every 20 minutes. It's your statewide Alabama Weathercast.
Hi, meteorologist Drew McCombs with the Alabama Weather Network, and this is your afternoon statewide forecast update. Got scattered clouds across the state for the most part. A few scattered showers here and there, but not a whole lot out there. Most places are staying dry. But taking a closer look at the radar again, maybe a shower or two moving into parts of Clay County down into Tallapoosa County, Coosa County as well. There was a little brief shower in western Tuscaloosa County earlier that's now dissipated. A little bit further to the south, got a few more showers and maybe a rumble of thunder or two. Got one that's moved through Opelika into Auburn at this point, one moving towards Selma. But again, pretty isolated, not a lot of places getting the rain at this point. Have a little shower there moving into southwestern Butler County and then down towards the coast. Really not a whole lot going on outside. You can see that sea breeze beginning to form there, moving inland a little bit into Baldwin County. So might fire off a shower or two off that as we get later in the afternoon. Looking at the sky cams, starting to see those puffy cumulus clouds showing up out there with still fairly blue skies, at least in Ardmore. Temperature already at 91 degrees. And at Mount Cheaha, again, same looking kind of thing. Beautiful view there with those blue skies and the clouds. Temperature about 10 degrees cooler or so, 83 degrees up there atop Mount Cheaha, and actually not as much humidity as well with the dew point there at 70. Spanish Fort, though, we're up to 74 degrees as far as the dew point with the temperature at 90 degrees and similar looking skies there down towards the coast as well. So what we're watching for today and this week, again, hot August weather. This is kind of what you expect this time of year, but it's going to be a little bit warmer than normal, but we will see those heat levels fall as we get later in the week, and we'll see the showers and storm chances on the increase as we head towards the later part of the week. So for today and for tomorrow, we do have a heat advisory in effect for all the counties in orange here. So kind of the northwestern sort of third or quarter or so of the state is under a heat advisory until 8 p.m. tomorrow. And that's because heat index values could get up around 105 degrees or more in those spots. And so again, just one of those kind of days you want to, the next couple of days that you want to kind of take it easy, take some breaks if you're going to be outside, drink plenty of water, all the normal things you do when it's hot outside. Temperatures definitely backing that up. We're at 94 degrees in Birmingham right now. We're at 95 in Andalusia. Looks like Chatham might be the hot spot. It looks like Chatham actually and Huntsville, oddly enough, the hot spot's at 96 degrees, but most everybody really in the 90s at this point. And again, we've got plenty of humidity in place across most of the area, so the heat index values are getting into the triple digits. 100 degrees is what it feels like in Eufaula, 101 in Clanton, 102 in Andalusia. So again, we're getting into those triple digit heat index values for sure as we get into the afternoon. And if you look at the temperature trend over the next 12 hours, what's forecasted, again, we'll get into many spots, low to mid 90s as the high temperature for today. But here's part of the issue with the heat advisory is it's going to take a while to cool off. It's still going to be well into the evening, into the mid to upper 80s, and eventually maybe not settling down into just the mid to upper 70s. So it's just going to be a warm and humid evening as well. And that's part of what you end up getting a lot of times with these heat advisories. And as far as that's concerned, all of this orange that you see here are the heat advisories that are in effect across a good portion of the Ohio Valley, Mississippi valleys, over towards northeastern Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas. A lot of places with this high pressure in place are underneath that, basically a heat dome more or less. And then another interesting thing that we're seeing here as far as the rain chances over the next couple of days is as the Hurricane Aaron begins to move up the coast, it's actually going to entrain some slightly drier air aloft into especially the southern part of the state. And I think that's also going to help suppress those rain chances a little bit more as we get through the next couple of days. And we'll see that in the Futurecast here. So again, today, just scattered showers and thunderstorms kind of in the area you've already seen on the radar, quickly dying off after sunset, and then another round for tomorrow. And again, that dry air, a lot of it will be kind of towards the southern part of the state. So we would think that will suppress the rain chances a little bit more down there, maybe a few more in the central part of the state. But overall, again, mostly just isolated is what we're looking at for tomorrow as well. And then we might see a little bit of an uptick as we get into Wednesday afternoon as far as the coverage of rain and thunderstorms. All right, so obviously we're watching the tropics there. We've got Hurricane Aaron, the latest advisory that just came out in the last hour or so, is still a Category 4 hurricane with winds at 140 miles per hour sustained, moving towards the west-northwest at 10 miles per hour, eventually expected to move towards the north and start that northward jog as we get into the rest of the day today. And this is what the National Hurricane Center is forecasting. Again, starting to turn towards the north and eventually curving away from the coast. Now, again, it's going to get fairly close to the eastern coast, enough to definitely have some impacts as far as the wave action and the rip currents and things like that. Could be very dangerous. Could expect to see some tropical storm wind gusts in some of the Outer Banks of North Carolina, but most of the impacts, thankfully, will stay out to sea with this as it shoots the gap between the eastern coast and Bermuda. So again, very strong hurricane, but glad it's not going to make a direct impact, at least on the U.S. mainland at this point. So there's Aaron right there, but you can see this orange area behind it. This is a 50% chance of tropical development zone that NHC has assessed for this wave right here that will be moving into this area over the next several days. So, again, this is another wave that we'll be watching. Nothing set in stone with this one right now. It's too early to know exactly where it will end up, but could be in a similar area that Aaron was in, and we hope it will take a similar track as well, not impact land a whole lot. So we'll be keeping an eye on it, and we'll keep you posted on that. All right, so as far as around the state here in North Alabama, again, mid-90s, moving down to low 90s as we get later in the week with those rain chances on the increase. And then also for southern Alabama, similar thing, maybe just a tad warmer, mid to upper 90s in some spots in the next couple of days. And then we back that down as we move into the rest of the week with those higher rain chances and higher coverage of rain. All right, that is the end of your state forecast for now. We'll have another one coming up in a few hours.